I went from a divorce and the death of my mother on the same day, the downsizing of my corporate career, dropping out of college, dealing with homelessness, to deciding to take control of my own destiny. I've dedicated the last 7 years to the life coaching industry, specifically life coaching certification and the training process, using my own training and development degree, experience, story, what I've been through, helping other coaches around the world, certifying and training 120 plus life coaches all over North America and in the Cayman Islands. So I've designed a curriculum that teaches life coaches in one day how to become certified using only the coaching essentials, things that are super important to help you make a difference in someone else's life. You're curious? Check out the domain www.thelifecoachquiz.com to see how this information applies to you and your next steps on your journey to becoming a certified, skill, trained, qualified, and professional certified life coach. Again, www.thelifecoachquiz.com is where to get started. Hey, I'm AJ Austin. If you don't know me, if you're new here, welcome. So excited to have you here. I drop in here via Facebook Live audios about once a week, usually Tuesdays at 12 lately. And we're dropping knowledge about the life coaching industry. Now, you heard me mention my dedication to the life coaching industry and certifying and qualifying coaches around the world. We do that all online in one day. My company is the largest owned African American coaching company led by a woman. And all of this happens online in a day. I'm just so excited about where the life coaching industry is going, what that has to do with me, where that leaves me and you and our future together. I got a lot of good goodies coming up with some of the topics. I actually put together a list of about 50 plus topics that we could talk about life coaching. And today I'm going to start with number 50. Now, I'm not going to try to read these to you live today, but what I am going to do is talk about some of the lies of life coaching. And when I say lies of life coaching, there are some myths, some misconceptions, and some just misinformation, untruths about what life coaching is and what it can do for you. People usually will say what they need to say to get you to do what they need you to do as it pertains to anything in life. But specifically, we're talking about life coaching because that's where your interest lies, right? That's why you're here today. Hey, Coach Sheila, how are you? So one of the lies of life coaching, and again, this is a continued series. I'll be back giving more on our next live. But the number one thing that I hear is that people think life coaching is like therapy or that it's similar to counseling. And so I've had this happen to me recently and personally. Someone will ask, AJ, what do you do? And I say, oh, I train life coaches. And they say, I've been looking for somebody to talk to about my problems. And I'm like, nope, that's not what I do. I am a life coach. Now, if you don't know what a life coach is, you definitely need to be here with us weekly on this series to learn what we do, what we don't do, and what it has to do with you. But in the meantime, thelifecoachquiz.com, when you head over there and put in your email address, it breaks down 3 different categories. One is the girlfriend, one is the mentor, and one is the coach. And so when you start to understand the difference between coaching and being a girlfriend and being a mentor, you'll also get a little bit clearer on how it's not counseling. Coaching is about a lot deeper than listening to someone's problems. We actually help people move forward in their life, and I'll definitely be touching on some more topics concerning that. Got questions? You can also inbox me or put them in the comments below right now really quick, and I'm happy to answer those questions for you about what life coaching is and why it's not therapy, it's not counseling, it's not digging into someone's past, or we don't put people on treatment plans, write them prescriptions, or try to diagnose anyone about why they do what they do, why they are who they are, why they act like they act, and who can we blame. That's not coaching. That's more like counseling. Another myth, lie, misconception, misinformation about life coaching is that it's not a real job. I remember, y'all, when I was growing my life coaching company. You know me, I keep it real with you to let you know what I call the struggle to success. And what that means for me is it has not always been pretty. I have not always been able to show up on platforms like this with a smile on my face and good news to report. And so when I was first starting out in life coaching, I struggled. And I share this in my 1 day life coach certification training, which I'll definitely be sharing more information about when you take the life coach quiz over at the lifecoachquiz.com. About how when I didn't really know my direction, but I knew I wanted to be a coach, so I got certified. I got certified and then I still had to map out my next steps. But in the meantime, no money was coming in. Not regularly, not enough to pay mortgage, not enough to survive on. And so I had friends who would send me gas money. They would volunteer to treat me to lunch. They would show support. And one friend in particular used to also just kind of slide in my email who was hiring for the week. And it really rubbed me the wrong way when she did that. That was actually a part of the spark that got me to take what I do serious, because a lot of people, especially family and friends, think that life coaching is not a real job. So I have a thing about proving myself right. And I promised myself that I would dedicate more and more time to the industry, studying it. How do you make money from it? Learning from some of the best, reading books, and actually implementing, applying the information, telling people I was a coach, getting them to let me practice with them, and then starting to see what to charge so that money could come in. And so that I did not have to answer the emails about what job I could go get for the week. And by the way, I had to let my friend know, ma'am, I know you give me gas money from time to time, but I've never asked you who was hiring. So don't send me no more hiring emails. And I said it in a nice way, but it also, as I mentioned, sparked that fire for how I had to take my own future career successfully. And I had to take it seriously. I had to know that I was going to take care of myself as a life coach. Now, it was not easy. Many coaches skip steps. They'll say, I went from rags to riches, but I won't tell you how I got the riches. Well, part of my journey is telling the real, getting to that successful part of life coaching. It's been 7 years now. I'm still here, still growing, still doing good, still going strong. And that friend just recently sat on the phone and cried with me because of the success that I've had just this year alone as a life coach. So we have an agreement that I won't keep reminding her of how she used to send me the email, but I will never forget it. And I wanted to share it with you because maybe you're that coach or that future coach. You're aspiring, but someone's told you that's not a real job. They don't get paid. They don't make money. And you're wondering, will I make money with this? Can I do this? Do I need to take a next step? Well, if you want to coach versus be a counselor, if you want to prove to yourself that you can make money with this, I encourage you to head over to the lifecoachquiz.com and take that 60-second quiz. It's 3 statements and it teaches you who you are. You already know who you are. So when you read those 3 statements, just select which statement resonates with you, and it's going to tell you what to do about your next steps as a life coach. Another lie about life coaching is that I hear this all the time. I've heard it for the last 4 years that I've been a master life coach trainer, certifying those 120 coaches around the world. Regardless of how many people that I've trained, there are at least, I'll say about 10% of that population that would say, AJ, I've already been coaching all my life. I just didn't know that was what it was called. And I say, oh yeah, how so? And so they'll mention something like, oh, well, I help people solve their problems, or I work with the youth at my church or in my local community, or I have a dream of someday starting a nonprofit. So I've been working with kids after school, teaching them life skills. And I say, I hate to break it to you, but that's not coaching. And this is fresh in my mind because it recently happened. And, I don't want to disclose too much information. I just want to give a generic scenario that this happens all the time, where people think because they have been sharing information, they have been telling people what to do, they have been giving people advice or sharing their own opinions, that they've been coaching. That's not coaching. Parenting is not even coaching. So the lifecoachquiz.com breaks down again those three categories of where that type of advice giving really falls. And again, it's not coaching. So that's a hint. I don't want to help you cheat on the quiz at the lifecoachquiz.com, but I want to tell you the one that said you give advice is not coaching. Now, I'm going to tell you, like I told the lady recently, it's not a bad thing if your answer does not agree with you being in the coaching category right away. What it is safe to assume and to look forward to is that it's okay to get educated on the life coaching industry. It may take you reading a book. It may take you listening to podcasts. It may take you watching some YouTube videos. It may take you attending some webinars. It may take you coming back to Facebook Lives like this. It may take you asking me more questions in the inbox and being prepared for the truth. Now, this is the truth according to the last 7 years of my life and where the life coaching industry is. And so coming up, I'm going to talk about where the life coaching industry is headed. I have some predictions for what's coming up with the future of life coaching. And so far, I've been right. And I really like that. In 2017, I placed these predictions. I did a podcast interview and they kind of asked me, AJ, what do you think the life coaching industry is going? What's your role in it? And what does it have to do with people who want to become life coaches? And so I break that down and I'll be sharing that coming up in a future Facebook Live. So again, make sure your notifications are turned on so that you can join us in that conversation. By the way, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below. And I'll wrap us up with a bonus lie about life coaching lie. So any questions, put them in the comments below. As I recap on what we've talked about so far, we're talking about the lies of life coaching that fall under that myths and misconceptions, miseducation of the industry. Some people believe that it's like therapy or similar to counseling. Some people don't think it's a real job, especially according to some of your family and friends who really don't know what a life coach is. So that's why it's important for you to educate yourself on the industry so that you can educate them. Some people also believe that they've already been coaching, but if you are already coaching, you should have already been making money by it. I just got to throw that in there. But if you have been making money, if people have been saying, you know what, you give such great advice, again, you're probably not coaching because coaching is not about giving advice. But if you're that friend who people come to say, you're really easy to talk to, you're a great listener, you ask such great questions, that should give you a heads up that you're getting warm in the coaching industry. Put it like that. Y'all remember that? Hot or cold or warm? It was a game you played as a child. Well, if people have already been coming to you, or if you're like me, I was talking to another lady and I said, I'm that person that can be sitting at Starbucks. Well, back in the day when we could go outside, right? Or standing in the grocery line and someone would just literally turn around in front of me and start talking like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I feel like I can just share anything with you and they'll tell me their life story. And I'm like, number one, I didn't say anything. Number two, I did not make eye contact. And number three, I didn't ask you to tell me anything, but I'll listen. And so we'll get in the conversation and I'll ask some questions and they'll have some breakthroughs and they'll just jokingly say, how much do I owe you? Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you how many conversations I've had like that in the bathroom of a restaurant or somewhere I've been in public in the past. So if you get that type of response, if they say, you just have this spirit about you, it's just something about you, I feel like I can talk to you, then yeah, you're warm in the coaching industry. Now, the bonus takeaway today is for you parents, because I have trained and certified probably 99.9% parents. I can only think of one person maybe that has come through my training out of 120 coaches that was single, young, no kids, except for myself. I don't have kids either, but I meet a lot of parents. And as a new life coach, I worked in the young adult arena coaching kids and working with parents. And so I hear this a lot now. People who come through the one-day life coach certification training with me, not only do they think they've already been coaching, but they think that what they learn as a coach in my training, they can use on their kids. Now, you can learn how to ask your kids better questions, but 9 times out of 9.9999999, I know we went over that 9, you usually can't use coaching on your kids and get the results that they want. Notice I said what they want. So one thing I feel like is a misconception, a myth a misunderstanding about life coaching is that what you learn as a coach, you can use on your kids. Now, I say that because that's a flat out lie. Life coaching is about helping your client, usually your paying client, get what they want out of their life. Now, you can't flip it and say, well, if my kids don't want punishment, they'll do what I ask. It's not the same thing, Mom. So I have to throw that in there because some people will go through the training and they'll say, oh, yeah, I'm going to sit my kid down and I'm going to practice on them. And that's going to make me a great coach. And then I'm going to become a parenting coach. Yeah, no. Don't do it that way. But if you go over to the lifecoachquiz.com, find out if you're actually a coach, a girlfriend, or a mentor. I should throw parent in there, which you'll be like, yes, I'm a parent. You will understand why all of this makes sense and how it all comes together, because coaching is not like counseling. It's not like therapy. It's not like you're already doing it, and it's not about using it on your kids. I'm going to leave that there. That is not open for discussion. That is the truth according to AJ's last 7 years in the life coaching industry, the last 4 as a master life coach trainer, and having successfully trained over 120 coaches around the world as certified life coaches who have international recognition and who are making a difference using life coaching the right way because they understand what it is. They understand the truth about being a life coach. So guys, I don't see any questions. I want to thank you for joining me for our Tuesday at 12. I will be back shortly, so make sure your notifications are turned on. If you miss me, join me over at thelifecoachquiz.com. Take that 60-second quiz. Come to my world because I'm actually headed to your inbox if you're on the quiz list already. I'm going to give you a really good goodie today. I'm about to send out an email address as soon as we're no longer live. So until we meet again, my friends, remember, there is someone somewhere. They are waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your light shine, you give others permission to do the same. Listen, when you impact one life, you impact generations. It's time, coach. Head over to thelifecoachquiz.com. I'll meet you there. I am AJ Austin, your master life coach trainer. Have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye, y'all.